Hey besties, it's book haul time and I've got another exciting stack here. First off, we're going to start with two that one of my besties, shout out to Anthony, suggested. He said that Count My Lies was really fantastic, and so I ordered it on Pango Books. I got a great deal on it. Super. You might want to check out Pango Books if you've not heard of them before. They sell used books. Really awesome. So I am a member of Book of the Month, but I had skipped the month that had Count My Lives, which I think was last month, because I was like, I'll just wait for the library to get it. But after he said how good it was, I was like, okay, I can't wait. I'll go ahead and buy it, because it takes the library a while to get the new ones in. So Sloane Caraway is a liar. Harmless lies, mostly, to make her self-proclaimed sad little life a bit more interesting. So when Sloane sees a young girl in tears at a park one afternoon, she can't help herself. She tells the girl's very attractive dad she's a nurse and helps him pull a bee stinger from the child's foot. With this lie and chance encounter, Sloane becomes the nanny for the wealthy and privileged household of Jay and Violet Lockhart, the perfect New York couple with a brownstone, a daughter in private school, and summers on Block Island. But maybe Sloane isn't the only one lying, and all that's picture perfect harbors a much more dangerous truth. To say anything more is to spoil the most exciting, twisty, and bitingly smart suspense novel to come out in years. Careful what you lie for. It does sound very good, so I cannot wait to dive into that. Of course, I'll have to finish all of my 14-day books from the library first. And then next, he recommended as a very fun read, Starter Villain by John how do you pronounce it? Scalzi? I'm probably butchering that name, but inheriting your uncle's supervillain business is more complicated than you might think, particularly when you discover who's running the place. Charlie's life is going nowhere fast. A divorced substitute teacher living with his cat. I like this already. I love the cat on the cover, of course. I'm a cat lady. I can't help myself. All he wants is to open a pub downtown if only the bank will approve his loan. Then his long-lost Uncle Jake dies and leaves his supervillain business, complete with island volcano lair, to Charlie. But becoming a supervillain isn't all giant laser death rays and lava pits. Jake had enemies, and now they're coming after Charlie. His uncle might have been a stand-up, old-fashioned kind of villain, but these are the real thing. Rich, soulless predators, backed by multinational corporations and venture capital. It's up to Charlie to win the war his uncle started against a league of supervillains. But with unionized dolphins, hyper-intelligent talking spy cars, and a terrifying hench person at his side, going bad is starting to look pretty good. In a dog-eat-dog world, be a cat. Oh, I love that. I love that. In a dog-eat-dog world, be a cat. Oh, I love it. Okay, next we have Drop Dead Sisters by Amelia Diane Coombs. This looked like it would be a fun read. Remy Finch has spent the better part of her adult life avoiding family, especially her sisters. They just don't click. Besides, her unconventional upbringing and major anxiety have convinced Remy that she can't build a relationship with anyone, period. When her parents plan a family reunion camping trip to celebrate their anniversary, Remy's willing to reconnect, if only because she doesn't have a choice. But then a dead body turns up at their campsite and their sisterly bonding kicks into high gear. No one knows the whole story, but the Finch women are prepared to cover up the pieces before anyone tries to put them together. It's a precautionary measure, probably unnecessary. Nobody else was there, so how could they have seen anything? Between old grudges and new dynamics, a handsome park ranger, and a body that won't stay hidden, Remy is about to learn that nothing strengthens family ties quite like a crime. That definitely sounds good. This is a newer book that has just recently come out. And here's another new one, The Family Inside by Katie Garner. Their secrets refuse to stay buried. That sounds very good. Since her husband's unsolved unaliving 3 years ago, Iris Blodgett's life has unraveled. Awash in grief and buried in debt, she can't pay her mortgage. And now that she's lost her job, she has no idea how she'll provide for her unruly teenage daughter, Ellery. Facing eviction, Iris turns to her new beau, prominent architect Hugh Small, for a shoulder to cry on. But the seemingly perfect Hugh offers her something more, an invitation to move into his mother's century-old mansion while he renovates the property. It seems like the perfect solution. But when Iris and Ellery arrive at Ravencliff, the family inside isn't quite what they expected. Iris didn't even know Hugh had siblings, much less that they'd all be living together. With repairs underway, the house gives up its dark secrets one by one. Before long, Iris unearths a chilling family history and the terrifying reason she and Ellery were invited in the first place. Doesn't that sound fantastic? And you know I love a good cover with like the light shining out the windows. I don't know why, but I love those kind of covers. And then another new book that I had been excitedly anticipating for a long time. I've been waiting for its release, Cross My Heart. I love the plot of this by Megan Collins. I think the plot of this is so unique. I really can't wait to read it. She has his wife's heart. The one she wants is his. Rosie Lachlan wants nothing more than to find the one. A year after she was dumped in her wedding dress, Rosie is working at her parents' bridal salon, anxious for a happy ending that can't come soon enough. As the recipient of a life-saving heart transplant, she knows her health is precious and precarious. She suspects her heart donor is Daphne Thorne, the wife of local celebrity author Morgan Thorne, who she begins messaging via an anonymous service called Donor Connect, ostensibly to learn more about Daphne. But Rosie has a secret. She's convinced that now she has his wife's heart, she and Morgan are meant to be together. As Rosie and Morgan correspond, the pretense of avoiding personal details soon disappears, even if Rosie's keeping some cards close to her chest. But as she digs deeper into Morgan's previous marriage, she discovers disturbing rumors about the man she's falling for. Could Morgan have had something to do with his wife's death? And can Rosie's heart sustain another break? Or is she next? Doesn't that sound fantastic? Oh my goodness. Okay, and another book I've seen a lot of people talking about, The Favorites, Lynn Fargo. She might not have a famous name, funding, or her family's support, but Katerina Shaw has always known that she was destined to become an Olympic skater. When she meets Heath Rocha, a lonely kid stuck in the foster care system, their instant connection makes them a formidable duo on the ice. Clinging to skating and each other to escape their turbulent lives, Kat and Heath go from childhood sweethearts to champion ice dancers, captivating the world with their scorching chemistry, rebellious style, and roller coaster relationship, until a shocking incident at the Olympic Games brings their partnership to a sudden end. As the 10-year anniversary of their final skate approaches, an unauthorized documentary reignites the public fascination with Shaw and Rocha, claiming to uncover the real story through interviews with their closest friends and fiercest rivals. Kat wants nothing to do with the documentary, but she can't stand the thought of someone else defining her legacy. So, after a decade of silence, she's telling her story, from the childhood tragedies that created her all-consuming bond with Heath to the clash of desires that tore them apart. Sensational rumors have haunted their every step for years, but the truth may be even more shocking than the headlines. And At the Coffee Shop of Curiosities by Heather Weber. This, I'm believing, will be kind of a feel-good read. I'm trying to remember what her other book was. Maybe it lists her other book in here somewhere. Yes, here it is. Midnight at the Blackbird Cafe. I read by Heather Weber, and I really enjoyed it. It was just a nice feel-good read, just So, yeah, I thought I would try this one as well. A mysterious letter, an offer taken, and the chance to move forward. When Ava Harrison receives a letter containing an unusual job listing soon after the sudden death of her ex-boyfriend, she thinks she's being haunted. The listing, a job as a live-in caretaker for a peculiar old man and his cranky cat, I'm already interested, in Driftwood, Alabama, is the perfect chance to start a new life, a normal life. Ava has always been too fearful to travel, so no one's more surprised than she is when she throws caution to the wind and heads to the distant beachside town. Maggie Mae Brightwell runs Driftwood's coffee and curiosity shop, where there's magic to be found in pairing the old with the new. On the surface, Maggie is a bundle of energy, but lurking under her cheerful exterior is a painful truth. Keeping busy is the best way to distract herself from the lingering loss of her mother and her worries about her aging father. No one knows better than Maggie does that you can't pour from an empty cup, but holding on to the past is the only thing keeping the hope alive that her mama will return home one day. Ava and Maggie soon find their kindred spirits, as they're both haunted, not by spirits, but by regret. Both must learn to let go of the past to move on, because sometimes the waves of change bring you to the place where you most belong. So I'm hoping this is a good, feel-good kind of read. And lastly, The Lies We Told by Camilla Way. A daughter. Beth has always known there was something strange about her daughter Hannah. The lack of emotion, the disturbing behavior, the apparent delight in hurting others. Sometimes Beth is scared of her and what she could be capable of. A son. Luke comes from the perfect family with the perfect parents, but one day he disappears without a trace, and his girlfriend Clara is desperate to discover what has happened to him. A life built on lies. As Clara digs into the past, she realizes that no family is truly perfect and uncovers a link between Luke's long-lost sister and a strange girl named Hannah. Now Luke's life is in danger because of the lies once told and the secrets once kept. Can Clara find him before it's too late? And that is my book haul. So, I have tons of reading to do. I'm super excited. Lots of books I'm looking forward to. Wish me a good reading week. I wish all of my besties a fantastic reading week. I will see you tomorrow for a tag. I am doing a tag that I was tagged in by one of my besties, Renee, over at Beyond Books. The Spring is in the Air tag. I will be doing that tomorrow. I'm super excited. It's a really fun one. So I will see you then. Bye.